Hey folks, my name is Mo Amir and this is VANCOLOUR, British Columbia's bona fide culture and politics TV talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about Monica Lewinsky. Yes, that Monica Lewinsky. She's been making headlines in BC for cheering on the love life of a Victoria-based real estate agent who went viral this past month. Plus, Vancouver is the only major city in Canada with a democratically elected park board. But what if Vancouver just got rid of its park board as per the wishes of Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim? But first, artificial intelligence, or AI, is advancing so fast it's hard to tell what's real anymore. But is the promise of AI living up to the hype? And are we getting more than we bargained for? Here to discuss, an emergency room physician based in Vancouver. He's also the best-selling author of 15 novels. His latest thriller, The Deepest Fake, is available now at your local bookstore. He is Dr. Daniel Kalla. Doctor, so nice to see you. Thanks so much for being here tonight.
It's great to be here. Thanks, Mo.
So my experience with AI is very limited. I use ChatGPT here and there to ask it some questions. And then otherwise, I just see AI slop on my social media feeds. Yeah. I thought AI was supposed to like cure cancer and figure out all of our problems. How come it's not doing that?
Well, it might still.
Okay.
And we got to start with a disclaimer because as you introduced me, I'm an author, I'm a physician, but I'm not an AI expert. I'm just passionate about the subject. And I've used it in now 2 separate careers and I've done a ton of research on it. You know, and the first example you brought up is it may well help us cure cancer because AI can analyze data in a way that no human, no computer has ever been able to do before. So there's a lot of promise and potential in medicine that we're excited about, but we're also fearful of the dangers of AI in medicine, from the misinformation to the hallucinations to all the other risks that come along with replacing human judgment.
Is artificial intelligence being employed in the medical field? Obviously, you're still a doctor, you're an emergency room physician, so you would have some idea of where it's being used. So are we actually seeing it on the ground?
All the time.
Okay.
One of the biggest uses now in the emergency, in other words, are these AI scribes. So AI will listen in on interviews with patients and will transcribe, what we always used to do, which was then write up consult notes and histories and stuff. And now AI is doing that for us and summarizing the data, suggesting even lab work and diagnostic things to do. And, it's I don't use it for that myself, but a lot of my colleagues are doing and finding it very useful, very efficient and very accurate,
So it's not just on the research end of medical science, but actually in the process and
hugely.
Patient treatment end.
Hugely. And it's, and there's so many fields of medicine. My radiology colleagues and my pathology colleagues have all the respect in the world for, but they're the ones that AI is going to come after first because of image analysis and the way they can process, radiologists in my world, the people with the greatest memory, their knowledge base is unbelievable, but even they can't compete with AI. So AI is now able to read x-rays and CT scans and, in other fields, ECGs and in pathology, like biopsy slides and such.
Wow.
And so again, and it does it very well until it's wrong. Right, and it's very wrong. So it's, I think we're moving to a world where there'll be this sort of blend where, human experts will supervise AI impressions of things. And, and when you think about the third world, the underserviced areas, the potential for AI to make a difference it's staggering.
Fascinating. Now, your novel delves into this idea of someone who's about to pass away and their consciousness basically being ported into an AI chat bot so that their loved ones can still talk to them, but they're talking to this AI bot. That all sounds very dystopian to me, but I'm curious, is there benefit to kind of living in this artificial world of, talking to dead people and seeing things that aren't necessarily there? Is there actual therapeutic or benefit for all of us?
Well, it depends on your perspective, right?
Yeah.
And as you said, my thriller touches on this concept of an AI pioneer who thinks he's dying because he's been given a lethal diagnosis that may or may not be real.
Okay.
And his company is the one producing this cutting edge app that is this death bot or companion bot and lets people talk to their loved ones. And then it becomes clear he's being manipulated. And that's the sort of the key of the conspiracy of the thriller to it. But it also let me delve into all kinds of ethical and moral issues about the idea that he was about to be replaced by his own product. His family might be talking to his app as he kind of wasted away and not him. And, you know, and the idea of the potential for lonely people to have companionship is great, but also the isolation, the fact that, you know, and there was a terrible case in the US in the last few months about someone who AI helped sort of plan their suicide, you know, because at first the AI did what it was supposed to do, which was, you know, have the guardrails in place to warn him to seek help. But when he didn't, it actually became involved in planning of it.
Wow.
And it's devastating. And, you know, and again, it's a judgment issue. AI is this incredible data processor, but there's no true intelligence yet in AI. And that's what people can't quite wrap their minds around.
Because you hear these stories about people who have AI girlfriends, or they feel like they're in an intimate relationship with, you know, their AI bot. I mean, that just seems to be festering certain mental illness or mental health issues like loneliness, right?
Yeah, but have you ever talked to ChatGPT? It's friendlier than your dog, right? It'll say such wonderful things. You know, like it has a way of making people feel better, and it'll reassure you. And you know, it's programmed to do that. And so you can see the upside in that. People who are, you know, struggling and disconnected in their lives, and being able to, you know, connect to something that seems real. And that's, you know.
I guess is it where you set the boundary? So maybe as a therapist, AI would make sense because it's accessible, it's cheap, but then as an intimate partner, maybe it doesn't make that much sense, right?
Well, I mean, but to me, either could be as dangerous, right? I mean, again, it's like the example we were talking about. If it takes someone down the wrong path, you know, who knows where that will stop? What it could talk somebody into doing or not doing, and how it might ruin their lives. And same thing like a partner, same thing. And maybe it'll be a great companion for a while. But it seems like, you know, there's an issue at some point in that relationship.
Are you a medical physician because you're worried that soon AI will be able to write novels faster than you can crank them out? And you crank them out pretty fast. You've written 15 novels.
Yeah. No, I was joke which of my careers is AI going to replace me in first? And frankly, I don't think it's either. I mean, I think AI has incredible potential to edit and to create, but up to a point. I don't think it, you know, whatever I've seen of AI creation is not yet touched what, you know, what.
But it's moving so fast. I mean, you look at that Will Smith eating spaghetti thing. In 2 years, it's, you know,
I know
it's evolved quite a bit.
For sure. But that's still not a 2-hour movie that engages you and captures your heart. And, you know, like there is that point. But no, 100%. And in medicine, I think for sure. I think emergency medicine will be one of the last careers to be replaced by AI, because we rely so much on intuition and we can't know everything. We have to make these spot decisions. And, you know, I don't know of any AI that has that, you know, or any model that has that kind of intuitive factor that we have, that comes with experience and you know, and expertise. So,
Doctor, you're giving me some hope. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate it.
Talking to you. Thank you.
Folks, that was Dr. Daniel Kalla. Make sure you pick up his latest novel, The Deepest Fake. It's available at bookstores everywhere, and it dives into many of the same AI anxieties that we just discussed. Now, after some business, what makes Vancouver so special to be the only major city in Canada with its own elected park board? Other cities seem to do just fine without one. So is this just a waste of taxpayer money? We'll talk about it up next.